So my sister, Nik Armenis, has recently started working with me, and I've been training her, and I thought I'd use this as an opportunity to make some content for, I tend to overcomplicate things, and I know a lot about Google Ads, so I'm trying to simplify it a little bit, and then kind of taking someone who's a lot more of a beginner and getting them to ask me some questions. So she's put together a bunch of questions around Google Ads, e-commerce, digital marketing agency, and she won't actually be on camera, but she'll be asking me the questions, and then I'll be answering them. So we'll split these up into shorter questions as well, but it's a little bit of an insight as to, my views on Google Ads and a bunch of other things. So yeah, we'll jump into it. Go on, Yazzie. Shoot.
What is the most important thing for e-commerce businesses to know and expect when using Google Ads in their marketing strategies?
Yeah, sure. So I think Google Ads are a bit slower at getting results most of the time than Meta, Facebook, Instagram, and other types of ad platforms. Mm-hmm. Just the way they work, they take a little bit longer to get up and running. They take a little bit longer to start getting sales. It even takes longer to get clicks. So I think the expectation needs to be that it is a bit of a slower platform. The other thing as well is that it is limited by search volume, and search volume is the number of times that someone is searching for something. So the reason that's important is that if you have something that either the problem it solves doesn't get searched much, or the type of product doesn't get searched a lot, then you're going to be limited by that search volume. So your sales might not be as scalable as your Facebook ads, for example, because there's just not as many people searching for it. That said, all your other types of ads feed into Google. So if you are advertising on those other platforms, your Google ads will do better because you're kind of generating your own search volume by doing that. So I guess the scalability of them and the time it takes to get results are a little bit different than other platforms. And then probably the last expectation that I think that a lot of people get confused with is you won't see your ads come up all the time. It's impossible really to see your ads come up 100% of the time for the searches you want, particularly if you aren't on a very big budget. Even if you are on a big budget, you'd be surprised how many people are bidding on similar searches. So you can't expect your ads to come up all the time. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So next question, are Google Ads essential for e-commerce businesses?
I think essential is a hard one because, realistically, if you don't want to run them, you don't have to. Mm. But I would say that as part of any solid multi-channel marketing strategy, Google should play some role. Yeah. Depending what type of business will depend what percentage of your sales will come from Google. So if you're not running them, you're definitely missing out on some level of sales. Yeah. Even from the point of view of if you want to protect your own brand name and you're doing SEO, then even just having a small budget bidding on your own brand name is important. Mm-hmm. And then if you're not running shopping or performance max campaigns, then you're not really getting that customer either. And you're missing out on a big part of remarketing on the internet. And Google search is still a very important platform for where people do research about products, where people go to find solutions to problems. So it's a very important, I think, part of any marketing strategy. And for some businesses, it might be 80, 90% of the sales. For some others, it might only be 5 or 10% of their sales. But realistically, if you're not running them, you are missing out on sales. And then another platform on there that a lot of people don't realize is YouTube. YouTube is owned by Google, and so YouTube ads is another area that you could be expanding into. And if you're not on Google, then you won't be.
So the next question is a bit more personal, a bit more about your marketing agency. Yeah. So what is the hardest part about running a digital marketing agency?
I think the hardest part is probably lead generation for clients and then managing that with your normal workload. Yeah. Because obviously as a marketing business, you also need to market yourself. Yeah. And if you spend too much time on client side work, then you're not going to be getting enough leads to kind of sustain your business. But at the same time, if you don't spend enough time on your client work, then you're not going to be getting them good results. So sometimes your best use of time is to, and that's been most of my focus, has been to try and get clients really good results so they stay a long time. And so a lot of my clients do stay a very long time. But the downside is that my lead flow isn't as high as other people. Yeah. But at the same time, if you're spending all your days, doing sales calls and things like that, then, I don't personally enjoy that. Yeah. Some people do, but I don't enjoy it. And so I'd prefer to have clients that stay a really long time and I get them good results. But I definitely think that, lead generation is a tricky part. And obviously managing client expectations is probably another one. So if you set them too high at the start, then obviously it's not going to look good. Just really any service-based business has similar problems.
Yeah, I think before I started working with you, like obviously I knew what you did, but I didn't know to the extent that I do now. And I've seen how much work actually goes into managing Google Ads and then everything else on top of it. That there is like marketing yourself and content creation and everything that you need to do. So yeah, I think that there's a lot that goes into running a digital marketing agency that a lot of people don't know.
Yeah, no, I think where I can improve though is having some better like systems and processes in place for things, because I do have some, but then a lot of the time I end up just doing it on the fly. And so while it's good, it's not great at like teaching other people or getting other people to help to do it. So there's definitely room for improvement as well. But yeah, there's a lot of moving parts, and it is competitive as well. So a lot of people do offer this as a service, and so you do need to try and stand out. And I guess my way to try and stand out has always been like providing high value content and just being authentic, and then like really results focused. A lot of people say they're results focused, but I don't think they are. Like I treat every dollar of ad spend as mine and how I would spend it. And doesn't always mean I'll do the right decision, but it's the best decision with the information I have at the time. And that's what I try to do.
Yeah. Okay, great. Well, thanks so much, Nick, for going through those with me. I think they've been really helpful. And something I'll probably do more often. Yeah,
awesome. Thanks for asking.
Thank you.
So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Just a little insight into, I guess, how my mind works, and then just some more questions that people might have on their minds. If you do have more, you can feel free to leave them in the comments below and I'll be able to answer them. But thanks so much, guys.